Hello all, this is Scott Grove of GroovyMusicLessons.com, Dr. Groovy, and a lot of folks have been asking me, exactly as the title says, Scott, where do you get all of your tracks and so forth for your solo gig? Of course, I've played in a gazillion different bands, lots of famous people, lots of totally not famous people, just whatever it took over all the decades. And what I enjoy doing most of the time is simply playing a solo gig and with the backing tracks. It does very well, pays much better than pretty much all of them, and the show always goes your way. Nobody ever shows up late, nobody's ever hitting on your girlfriend, nobody's drunk, nobody's out of tune, the vocals are already perfect, blah blah blah. So, I'm not going to be using any fancy recording thing, just me and the camera mic today, and I'm going to take you every single step through this business. Okay, as far as where do I go get the tracks, how do I make them, how do I convert them, what programs do I use, what programs do I use to actually make the show run, what equipment, not so much about the equipment I use, but how do you go about putting together a setup, a rig, and so forth for this type of thing. What would you need, and some ways that definitely work. I'll tell you some that just definitely work and you can do it your way. My way is just simply my way. If you have a better way, of course do it, but simply take away from this what you will. Don't leave the rest behind, leave the rest in mind just for later, because you'll probably come back to it. Okay, number one, people asking, this will be the fun part because they keep hitting me with this. So here it comes. Where do I get my tracks from? Do I have to make them? Do I have to steal them? Do I have to buy them? Do I have to manipulate them? It's yes to every single one of those. So I'm going to show you how I have to make them if I have to, where I steal them from if I have to steal them, what I do to them, what programs again to manipulate them, to put them in your own key, to do everything. Okay, this is simply what I do. I'm in the PC world. I know nothing about the Mac world, so you will have to simply know your Mac world if that's where you live. Okay, so let's get through some of this. Number one, if I have to make my own tracks from start to finish, which has just gotten better, and I will probably start doing more of it because I like that better if I get to play every single instrument. Not everybody has every instrument. If you don't, and you don't have a way to record every single thing, then of course that's out for you. Up until I got this Beat Buddy pedal, I would have to use drum machines, which suck. And somebody was asking me about all the crap you get in your, whereas the Digitech pedals that have these toy drum machines, or this Casio back here keyboard that has a toy drum machine in it, and they're like, I'm not paying $350 for that. If you're not paying $350 for that, don't get into business. You know, if you're going to bitch about that, because I would pay 5 times as much for what this does. This is the only human feeling machine out there. If you can't play drums, that's what you need if you're going to make your own tracks. The Beat Buddy, nothing comes closer, and it's actually like having a live drummer. It's not quantized, it's not all kinds of MIDI synced, it's not perfect, it floats like a real drummer does. So, with that in mind, and I will step over this real quick because, again, like I said, not everybody's going to be able to make your own stuff. Of course, I play everything. I do all the guitar tracks, all the keyboard tracks, the pedal steel tracks, dobros, mandolins, banjos, pedal steels, bass guitars, everything, ukuleles, fiddles, everything that can be played, I play it. So if I have to, then I will. And like I said, I'm going to start doing a lot more of those since this came along. And I can't wait to demonstrate that for you. There are tons of horrible demonstrations online. I haven't seen a good one yet. Not even by the guy who put them out. And I put everything here on the Tascam 2488. And just mix everything there. And burn it right here. And it shoots out a CD at me. So that's the way I would do it. When I have to make my own tracks. When I can't find something. Okay, now let's be real. I will come back to this world in a little bit. In this room. Because we have some things to talk about that are in here. What you'll need to perform live. That will be later. So I am going to have at least the decency to sit here and go through the first questions, which are, how do you find tracks that are pre-existing? And where do I get them? Okay, so I'll take you right on in there, and let's go get some tracks, okay? And we'll start from there. Okay, now here's where things start getting interesting. Now we have a variety of different tracks that you can get in different ways. Number one is we can steal them off of YouTube, and these will be full karaoke tracks. Just like any karaoke track, I use a ton of these. And you download them with what's a program called YouTube Downloader. Costs $29.95 a year to have it, and yes, you need it to do all the conversions you have to do. If a regular karaoke track with the lyrics on screen usually will do for you for some of your tracks, especially if you're just a acoustic guitar player or something, or even me, I'll just turn up louder than the lead track that's on there. But like I said, you know, for me, now that I have the Beat Buddy to do the drum tracks, I'm very, very tempted to go back and do all my tracks over again with me playing every single instrument and me singing all my own harmony, blah, 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 so that it actually sounds different. But then again, depending on your crowd, some of them like it to sound exactly like the original, so the only thing that may not sound like the original is you. So if a regular karaoke track will do it, I'm going to show you how to do that. I'm going to show you how to do all these. There are also sites that have simply their guitar backing tracks, and you purchase these, and you can customize them by taking out certain parts, putting in certain parts. If you play lead guitar and you don't want the lead guitar in that particular track at all, you just, you know, X it out so it won't be there. If you want the organ on there, okay, put it there. If you want background vocals there, you make sure it's there, and you do a custom mix, and it's like $2.99 per track, and it'll come out, but then the harmonies will be there if you tell it to be, and all that. So I'll show you some of those tracks too, and where to get those, and there's just so many other places to get that kind of stuff. So I'll just take you a couple, and you'll get the idea of how to do these, and also how to make your own off of these YouTube karaoke tracks. Some of them, to find the actual songs, especially if they're really weird, are going to be, some of them are going to be hard if they're obscure, and other places you can just go download karaoke tracks from a karaoke site where you pay for the tracks, okay? And on YouTube, when you download them with the YouTube downloader, you can choose to either download the entire video in whatever format you want to, which I'm going to explain in a second why I do what I do, or you can just download the audio only and then go to like A to Z lyrics and get your lyrics, copy them, paste them, put them on a, you know, little notepad, you know, on your computer, and then go into Windows Movie Maker, put in the audio, and then as it plays through, copy and paste the first verse on the screen so it's playing. Then then write the word solo when the words, you know, when the solo's coming in, how many times the solo goes through. That always helps, and so forth. And I'll walk you through every bit of this. And you're also going to want a few things. You're going to want some converters. There's so you want to get, if this is a Windows tutorial, by the way. I know nothing about the whole Mac world, and there are so many people that can go do these gigs with just an iPod and they're ready to go. If you can remember words and do this all night long, that's great. I know a lot of people that do. I myself, I usually do 4 to 6 hours with no breaks at all. I sing them all, never take a break. You do whatever you do, okay? These are just ideas for you that do work, but you make your own plan. So if you're working with PCs, you're going to definitely want Windows Movie Maker. You're going to want YouTube Downloader. Again, that's $29.95, and you do have to pay for that in order to make this work right, and that's going to be your main tool if you're going to be taking stuff off of YouTube, which you're going to want to do. Again, I'm a lead guitar player, so it's nice to have those guitar backing tracks where you just X out the lead guitar track and you actually get to play it. Otherwise, like I said, you just try to play louder than the track on the karaoke one, or you try to play harmony parts or whatever, or some of the karaoke tracks aren't real good, and sometimes they forget to play the solo. And I'll show you some what are called MIDI karaoke files that are really horrible sounding. They sound like elevator music, or like they're played on a Casio from the 80s. Really bad stuff. There's a converter called Switch Sound, and it just converts things from a WAV file to an MP3 or to a whatever. You'll want an audio converter that can switch things to different things, and you definitely want Audacity. Audacity is free, Audacity. You have to have that because you're going to want to take every track you have, run it through Audacity, and I'm going to show you how to do all this. I'm not going to just tell you how to do it. Okay, this is going to be a full inclusive tutorial from everything you could possibly want, I think, and whatever not, whatever I don't get, you can definitely ask. You will want to have all your tracks be about the same volume, so at the very least, take each and every single bit of audio from every single song, run it through the Audacity program, and get all the volumes consistent. All you do is just put it in there, highlight it all, which I'll show you, and then there's one button you click where it says amplify. You highlight it, highlight the whole thing. There's a thing up there that says effects. You hit effects, it drops down right at the top there of the big long menu. It'll say amplify. You just hit that button and it will either bring the volume up or bring the volume down to exactly the same volume for every single song. So if you start off your career with this kind of thing as a solo thing, with everything at the right volume, it's going to make life a lot easier than having to run back and change volumes all the time. And I'll discuss that too, how you can work with that. So that's what's going on. Okay, so right now I have 2 computers here. And again, I use Windows. So I use Windows, let's see, this one right here. Just the straight old Windows Media Player to run my show. I put everything in a list, and it will, then you just hit, start, for the first song. It'll play it, and it'll play all the way down, all 200 songs of mine, until I tell it to quit. And also when you're putting these together, if you want breaks somewhere, but without having to actually stop your show by hitting stop with your mouse or whatever, then put that in there. Put a 15 seconds of blank space on a track. If you're always going to say something right there, it's nice to have it. So you got to think your show out. You can always go back and change it, very easy. And I'll show you how to do some of that too. Okay, so let's get you stealing some music from YouTube. Okay, here comes. Let's get you in here so you know what everything looks like. I don't want to leave anything out because that would suck. Okay, right over here we have YouTube video downloader. That's what it'll look like. And always do all the updates on this. And again, that's $29.95 to register it and be totally legal with it, even though we're stealing the songs and going to be recording or performing them live. Okay, so we're going to start the program. There it is. Okay, so I've got, let me take this, stop. That's the song I was doing at one time. Okay, so what I'm going to do is go to YouTube. Okay, now what I put in, if we can see, I'll make sure you do. Right up here, I just put in, always put in the word karaoke first and spell it right. K-A-R-A-O-K-E. That's how it's spelled. You spell it any other way, you know me, I'm big on spelling, and you have to be. K-A-R-A-O-K-E. Then I just put Sweet Child, and that'll be enough, it's going to know what we're looking for. So, and then, let's see, when I went there, what did I get? I got to zoom back out and show you what all I got. So you'll get tons of stuff, lots of different things, and of course the band playing it. You are going to run into, there's Sheryl Crow doing it. You're going to have other people singing it, because it all comes here. It'll have other people singing karaoke. Okay, of course that's what's going to show up. So it'll be some guy at a bar singing Sweet Child of Mine. So you want to skip over that, of course. So we want to go look for a nice sounding copy of it. So I'm going to try this one here, see how it sounds. So if you don't play lead guitar, then a good karaoke song track like this will be fine. But if you're the lead guitar player and do 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 the whole intro thing, you want to do that, then you're going to want to do the other version that I'm talking about, where you go to get the guitar backing tracks. But I will come to that shortly, okay? So I'm going to discuss all the karaoke tracks first. And I use this probably about 80% of the time, 90% of the time. So I'm going to go to this particular version. We're going to listen to it, make sure it sounds okay. And always make sure nobody is singing, and that it sounds fine, that it ends fine, that there's not some weird sex noises in the middle. People do weird things. Again, I'm only using the microphone here on the camera. So yes, the bass part is there. You can't hear it, but it's fine. Okay, and we'll check through it. We'll sneak through and you can see. I'll go the whole screen. Now listen here. You can hear the words, the original words. Now you don't want that. Okay, because somebody has taken the actual song, and I've got the equipment to do it, and you can have it too, where you can basically eliminate the lead vocal. Very easy to do, a one-button operation, but it's still there. People can still hear that, and they don't like that. So if you can find a version that does not have the vocals in there, you really got to listen to some of these. So you got to try to find a clean one. Let's find another one. I'll click this one. Okay, and say we went ahead and checked through for time's sake. Now we listen. That's fine. Okay, so that works great. I'm going to go near the end, because it's like they've got like 7-8 minute versions. All that, make sure all the background vocals you want are there. Don't just assume it's going to be there and try it for the first time on stage. Never do that. You're going to end up with some weird stuff, or the song's just going to quit and there's going to be 5 minutes of empty space at the end. Check all your stuff. Again, if you want to play all the lead, don't get these. I'll show you the other place to get them from. And you can get all your stuff there. I guarantee it. Okay, so say we go, okay, that one's fine. That one's great. Okay, wonderful. It's a beautiful thing. Okay, so what I'm going to do is it's on a playlist, it looks like, so I'm going to go back. Okay, so I'm going to pause it. Okay, I'm going to copy the URL up here at top. Okay, so I'm copying the URL. So there's copy. Now when I bring up YouTube Downloader, which is right here, I'm going to hit right over here where you can see it, because you have to do this. Hit right here where it says download. And I'm going to make sure you can see it. Okay, right here it says download, and there's a big box right here. All you have to do is drag your cursor across there. You don't even have to paste it or anything. Just put it there, and it just enters the URL there. Okay, now we have to decide for you what you want to do with it. Okay, we're going to convert it, and you want to check both boxes right here. Automatically converts to and delete original file after conversion, because it will throw a file on your desktop, which is my destination folder is just the desktop, because I have to go work with it after I'm done. So you have to tell it that you want it. Let me get a God. I suck with the camera, but anyway, I think that's the whole application. Yeah, YouTube Downloader. So it will throw a file on your desktop if you don't put that check in there that your computer will not understand, but then it will convert it to something else, but then you'll end up with 2 files there for every song that you download, and you don't want all that garbage. You can try to figure out which one works and which one you have to throw away. So just click it, check, make sure both are checked. You want to do your conversion quality high always. You don't want crappy and medium or same as the original or whatever. Just the highest quality you can get. You know, you're going to be lucky to get 128, but that's what it is if you're going for this kind of thing. Other ways you'll get better quality, and I'll show you those ways. If you can record it yourself, like I showed you in the other room, you'll get a whole different kind of quality there. But then again, once we mash everything through the Audacity program, it might all equal out. Okay, I'm going to make everything be a WMV file, Windows Media Video file. So you have your choice here, MPEG-4 or MP4, the QuickTime Movie MP4 again for iPhones. Okay, so you can do everything with an iPhone or an iPad or everything. Just go get it here. You can go just download the audio only, and if you can remember the words, you're good to go. Okay, so whatever your thing is. I have had a couple strokes, and I need the words on screen, so I have to make use Windows Movie Maker to make videos and put the lyrics on screen, because I can't remember anything at all. So I can do the MP3 only, and sometimes that happens. I have to go get the MP3 only because the video thing is either too distracting or something weird is going on or something, and then I'll show you that, and then I have to put, again, I just go to lyrics.com or A2Z-lyrics.com, and again, copy and paste the lyrics into a Windows Media Video project and make my own. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and get the entire thing, so the whole WMV, Windows Media Video, and I'm going to make every single one of my files as a WMV file, so that when I make my library and everything, and I make my playlist, again, it will all play on the one player consistently and won't try to keep opening up with different programs. So you make sure they're all one file type. Otherwise, it will screw everything up. Again, I'm saving you tons of time by telling you this. So WMV, that's what everything's going to be from here on out. Now I just hit download, and it's going to download it. Here it goes right here, and this will show you what's going on, because I will show you what's going on. See there, it's at 19%. 31%. I'm going to go ahead and get rid of the that thing, the browser, and it's going to see right now it's got these temp files. I doubt if you can even see that. Let me bring it down here where you can see shit. But there's a couple temp files. Okay, so now it's just turned over to, now it's converting. I'll show you this. So it already downloaded it. Now it's converting it over, and when it's done with the yellow part, it shows you how many seconds are left. It says ETA, estimated time of arrival. We're almost done. And boom, we're there. And now the temporary file went away. So now it's just stuck right here with a WMV file, which I have to make sure I show you. Right there, my cursor is on it. Guns N' Roses, Sweet Child of Mine. I'm going to double click it. See what we got. I'm going to come zoom out. There it is. So that's one of your songs, and you're good to go. Again, if you're only playing acoustic guitar or something, a karaoke track like that is fine. So you've got it already. Now say you, because we have to do this, let's do the same thing. So everything worked out fine. Okay, so that's how you download a song, using YouTube Downloader and converting it over to a Windows Media Player file. Okay, now, I'm going to kill that. Okay, cool, great. Now I'm going to go back to the same song again. Again, whenever looking up karaoke songs on here, always put karaoke, spell it right, try different ones. I'm going to show you different things while we're here because you're going to be faced with these situations, so I want to show you these situations that suck. Okay, first of all, I'm going to go do an audio thing now. I'm just going to take the same URL, copy, go back down to my Windows, my YouTube Downloader Pro. Again, you don't get Pro unless you pay for it. If you don't pay for it, you don't get to convert it. You can download it, but you can't convert it to anything that'll play. So yes, you have to pay for something, and the other stuff you have to pay for. So now I'm going to hit the download right here. So it'll go back to the other screen. Just put my cursor on it. I don't even have to hit paste or anything. There it is. But now I'm going to switch it over to, I'm going to show you something and show you why. This will make more sense. I'm going to do Sweet Child again. I'm going to go back and find all the videos. Oh, let's do this. I'm going to do, just for a whole new search, and because I tried this a minute ago and I know it works this way, I'm going to do a search. There's karaoke. I'm going to do Hank Williams Jr. All my rowdy friends have settled down. All, get my thing off there. All my rowdy. I'm just going to put all my rowdy, then Hank. And enter. And there you go. Okay, so I know from already being here earlier, there's one, I can download it. You know, there's a couple. But then there's this. I have to show you this because this is very, very important because you're going to find a lot of these. This. See right here? This one. Look at the time on it. 28 seconds. There's going to be a lot of these that have 28 seconds. It's just a hunk of spam. I mean, it'll play 28 seconds of it, but then when you click to it, it wants you to go to that site and pay for it and download it. And of course, you're more than welcome to. You know, that's the legal way. But they're showing you how nice they are. And sure, if you want a nice, clean sounding, great version that you didn't steal off here that has better audio quality, go get it. Okay? So it depends on how legal you want to be on your stuff. But then there are other things. Look, right here is a guy singing it. You don't want to download him singing that song. The next one is another 28-second version. Okay, now here's what you come up with. You come up with these next couple. I'm coming back a little bit. Okay, you have those. They have the full length, 401, 359. There's another 401 right down here. Okay, but these, when I play them, these actually sound the best. These are full audio quality. These are where you would just download the audio only. That's why I wanted to come here and show you this, because you're going to run into this. That company and one that looks like this and another, there's 3 or 4. You're always going to find more of these than you are of the free downloads of the songs, especially the more obscure songs. So say I go to this one and I know it's going to sound great because I've heard it already. Listen how good it sounds. And then I'm going to show you what we do with it. I mean, that's great sounding for me. This is the kind of stuff I usually use. People asking me, where do I get them? Right here. But it's got all that guitar on there. So I'll be playing like steel licks right now because there's nothing else going on. Little piano stuff. But it's very sparse. But these are the cleanest ones. So if you want to make your own, again, like where I said, you just go get the lyrics and make a Windows movie maker project. This is the best way to do it. So you get that song, you go up here, copy the link, copy, go down here, and get the YouTube downloader. Okay, and now I'm going to show you this. Okay, because all the steps are needed, and you need to know how to do them all, and Scott will not let you down. So download. Okay, this first one I want to get rid of, which was that, whatever it was called. Here, I'll just get rid of both of them, clean it up. It was that Sweet Child of Mine thing I was getting ready to do again. But let's just put the URL there again. There it is. I'm going to just put it first in line, backspace it, and there it is. Okay, but now I don't want the video because there is no video. It's just that guy sitting there. So I'm going to still keep the conversion quality high, but I'm just going to change it to I want it to convert to a, and of course it says download quality, best available. Of course, that's what you want. You don't want crappy, you know, here's 1080p, full HD, you know, it's all there. You don't have any of these options with the trial version of YouTube Downloader. You don't it gives you the worst possible quality. So definitely get YouTube Pro, pay for it. Again, $29.95 a year, and it's tax deductible, of course. And you save it to whatever folder, and again, I use my desktop because I'm going to run it through Audacity and all this other stuff. And that's what I'm going to do next for people who are wondering what's coming up. Audacity is coming up. So here we go. I'm going to save it as not a video, but as an MP3, because that's what I deal with. So I'm going to choose MP3, and then I'm going to hit download. I'm going to get rid of the browser, just hide it, and you guys can see what's going on. Okay, I'm going to show you down here is our temp file. So see those? So it's got these temp files. Okay, it's up there downloading. It's blue, now it's changing yellow. Okay, now it's got all my rowdy friends in some weird format. And another temp file. It's at 54% converted, 65, 70. You just can't see it. I want you to watch these. 85, 90, 96, here they go. Boom. Now it's just one file. Everything else went away. That's why we had this sat up. Again, I'm going to show you everything. That's why we have delete original file after conversion, because it converted it from whatever it was to the MP3. So when we play this MP3, it's going to sound great. It'll be at 128. But then again, we're only using the microphone here on this camera. But it is clean, buddy. Okay, so what we would have to do is get online on AOL. God, who's these? Okay, so we would go to lyrics, all my rowdy friends, Hank, and just to show you which place is the best and where to do everything, I'm going to hold your hand through the whole thing, people. Okay, it's like this A to Z lyrics thing. Right here it is. And let's see if you can see it. There's your URL, which is right here, www.azlyrics.com. You can get every single lyric here. So I'm going to click it. And I'm going to find my T, which is right here. Oh, click it again, Scott. Okay. See if it likes me today. I forgot I've got two different AOLs on two different computers side by side here. Is it going to go there, or is it mad at me? Yeah, it's just sitting there for some reason. And I'll sit here with it. It's actually going nowhere. I'm going to check the computer next door to it, make sure it's not even signed on. No, it's not. Okay. It just doesn't like the fact that I'm even on here for some reason. Okay, now it might behave. And it might not, you never know. And I'm running Windows XP on this one. Yep. Old stuff on that one. But I've got some of that stuff on here. And while it's waiting for whatever, again, I have switch sound file converter. So that will change if you have to get WAV files and convert them over to MP3 files or whatever, because Audacity doesn't like certain files. So you have to make things into the right kind of file, then export it as whatever kind of file. Okay, there it is. AOL had a fit for whatever reason. Imagine that. So all my rowdy friends, AZ lyrics. Okay, it's going now. So that's where to get all your lyrics, is this place. And what you'll want to do is coming up. I'm going to go ahead and hit start. Open me up a WordPad. Okay, so I've got my WordPad there. I'm going over here. There's my Hank Williams Jr. lyrics. So I'm going to copy all those. And if I can, let me see. Copy. And bring my WordPad back up. Boink. And I'm going to paste them right here. So there's all my lyrics to the song, again, because I can't remember jack squat, so I'm going to get rid of my browser. Okay, so there's all the lyrics. So I have the lyrics and I have the music. Okay, so let's do this, because Audacity is something you have to have. I mean, that's just it. You have to have Audacity. That's this program right down here, just so you'll know what the shortcut looks like. There it is, right here. It's like a set of headphones with a little electricity going through the side of it. So Audacity, Audacity. Audacity. I'm going to start that up. Come back out. Let you see how to do this. So much cool stuff to do here, but this is a must-have program for so many things. Okay, I'm going to go up here where it says File, Okay, hopefully you guys have a big screen. I know it's in high def. And I'm going to do import audio, which is going to be here on the desktop. And all my rowdy friends have settled down. The karaoke version, right there it is. Click it, hit OK. Now it's going to show up here. Now here is where a lot of great things happen. So there's the song. Today I converted a song. I did old Rock and Roll All Night by Kiss. And the last chorus just repeated like 30 times. So I dropped like, 20 of them. Made it a lot shorter. And then I did some other things. So what I do here, I just double click the whole entire thing. Because unless you need to actually trim stuff, here's the best way to trim things down and get rid of things and all kinds of stuff. I've just highlighted the whole thing. Of course you can make it long, dragged out. And then you go up here to where it says Effect. That's going to be your most usable thing ever. Just go up to Effect and you have all this to choose from. Okay, the very top one says Amplify. Let me go get it again, right here. It says Amplify. You want to go there first. See what it says. Amplification. So to make all of your songs the same volume, it says if I want to do this, it's going to actually take the volume down 0.5 dB amplification and by decibels. So you want to do this every single song. Even though it's just that little amount, just say OK. You can hit preview and hear it, but you just want to go OK. I want the whole song to be at nominal level. So you're just going to hit it and click OK. It's going to convert it really quick because I don't have much to do. Okay, so now we're going to just say we play it. Okay, so everything is fine. Now here's what's great. This is in the key of C. Oh, my rowdy friends have settled down. Okay, of course that's me over here being noisy. Okay, so I'm going to stop it. Go back to the beginning. I'm going to double click the whole thing again. Go back up to Effect. Now the only other one that you can change everything. You can make them fade out. Songs that do fade out, you don't want them to fade out. Just clip it and then put an echo at the end of it or something, or whatever you want to do. You can do it all within this menu of Effect. Choose echo. You can do an equalizer. Change the whole EQ of the thing. You can make parts reverse. You can put wah-wahs in them. Do all kinds of stuff. But right here, you got bass boost, so you can put a big booty bass in there if you want to, on the whole song, and just listen to it and try it. But right here, it says change pitch. Okay, so if you want your song in a different key, say that song is too high for you to sing. I did this to a lot of songs last night. This is beautiful. Now you take it, you've highlighted the whole thing, change pitch. Okay, now say you just want to go down. It's not going to tell you the actual key it's in, but if you know the key it's in, like C, that's the key it's actually in. So you put that in, okay? And you want to take it up, no, you want to take it down to, so you want to take it all the way down to A. Right here it tells you how many half steps is that. That's down 3 half steps. It knows that. If you want to take it down, say the track you recorded, and I did this too. Say you're taking it down only a half step to B. See? Now it knows that. Half step. And exactly this much. Some songs are somewhere between C and B. They're not directly in tune. So you're trying to play your guitar with it and it's all out of tune. You can change it right here. Take it, instead of minus 1.00, do it minus 0.35 or whatever, until it finally gets, and then hit preview and see if it's in key with your in-tune guitar, and put it right in pitch with your guitar. So if the song was recorded or whatever, however it got out of key and it's just in between keys, you can fix that right there. So say I've got it in C. Now it's going down 1 half step to B. You want to hear it first, you could preview 6 seconds of it. So it was in C, now here it comes in B. Now it does not change the speed of it, only the key. Great program. Okay, say it's still too high. You want to take it all the way down to that A. Now you want to so it's down 3 half steps. So you put the key it was in, and then if you're going up or down to the whatever key you want to be in. Isn't that beautiful? Now we hit preview. So it was in C. Now it's going to be in A. Okay, so say that's the way you wanted it. I'm going to hit OK. You want it way down in A. It's going to take the whole song, and this quick. Now the song is in A. Yeah, no doubt. And I'm going to go to File, and I'm going to hit Export Selection. So I've got the entire thing still highlighted. So have your entire track highlighted. So export your selection as what? Okay, I'm going to just call it, get rid of all these words so it will not be a duplicate file name on the desktop. Just backspace. I'm just going to put all my rowdy friends. Great big capital letters. That's it. And it's going to be, you can save it as whatever you want. Look at all this. All these different files. WMA, W whatever. But I'm going to keep everything nice and simple as an MP3. Okay, Audacity is the greatest program ever invented because you can convert it to anything. Okay, so again, we are making our own video because we couldn't find one that had, we found good audio, but we didn't find a good video or whatever. I'm showing you how to do everything. So MP3, okay, I'm going to save it, and I'm going to save it to the desktop. Save. Oh, where's it saying? Do you want to put all that stuff in? The artist name? No. Just hit OK. And it's saving it, and it's saying it's audio at 128 KB, kilobytes per second. So that's going to be your audio is the 128, which is what you get for using an MP3, right? So it's getting ready to stay there, and it's done. Okay, so now all my rowdy friends, Hank Jr. was in C, and it sounded great with that great quality that we went for instead of great, instead of going with the words already on the screen. But we really want that great quality that those videos give you. And those videos of that karaoke where it does not give you the video, but it gives you that audio, there's always a whole bunch of those, always by those same 3 companies, and they will always be the best audio you can get. Okay, I want you to know that. The ones that have the words on the screen are never the best audio quality. So to make your own karaoke videos is best. I'm closing out Audacity. Save changes. Nah, it's already saved on the desktop. Wait, I hit yes instead. Cancel. So close it out. Save it. No. I'm going to close out YouTube Downloader because you don't need it anymore. You see how it works. So close it down. And here's the song. So now we have All My Rowdy Friends in the key of A. So I took some of my songs last night, some of the CCR and other stuff, Kiss stuff, and dropped them down a whole step. So that my rowdy friends have settled down. So that's where we'd be. And the scene would be in laid back songs. Okay, so it sounds like crap, but the audio is still great, and the tempo is still exactly the original. So now you go in and you grab Windows Movie Maker. I'm going to come out a little bit. Get Windows Movie Maker. I'm going to go to my task. I'm going to import a audio because I don't have a video. So I'm going to do all my rowdy friends. Import it. Okay, there it is. I'm going to put it down here on the bar. There it is. So I go over here at the thing preview window. I can hit play and it will play. Okay, so I'm going to stop. And what I would do is back over here, and you know how to do this, but at the very beginning, there is no video. It's just a blank flickering screen. I would do, says make titles or credits. Pick that. And put it on the selected track. And then I'm just going to do a cap lock. Okay, so I'm going to do a different animation. I always use, it just says basic title right there. And this will show you what we got. I'm going to hit done. So over here it says all my rowdy friends, key of A. And I'm going to do that, how long? I'll stretch it out down here at the bottom, and I'll hit this. So I did it just right because it went away right when I needed it to. Because the words are getting ready to start. Okay, how do I get the words? Well, that's where we went to A2Z.com lyrics. And here's the first verse. I'm going to copy it. Then I'm going to go back over here. Click on the project here. I'm going to go down underneath here. Go to make titles and credits on the selected clip and just paste it in there. Paste. Boom. So say everything, I have like 2 things that did not work or didn't make it. So let's see. So say you take, those are the words actually to all my rowdy friends are coming over tonight. But say I got the words to the right song. And I'm just going to hit done, and you have what you have. And you would put it here and make it last as long as it needs to, and then you listen to it. And you've got the words over here. And you just keep doing that with your WordPad. You just keep taking words off and putting the chorus there, and then write down when the lead solo comes up. And then it will turn out to, then you just save it as a WMV thing. And it'll be your very own karaoke thing. The words will not change colors. You don't need them to. Okay? So that's how you do that. Do you want to save it? No. And I'm going to get rid of all this junk because I don't need it. I just got it to show you. Do I need this? No. So that's how you do it. So what I did last night, which I'll show you, are these that I changed. I changed the keys of different songs using Audacity. 3 a.m. by Matchbox 20 was in G sharp. And it was the only song I do where I had to break out a capo for it. It's like, because of the open chords that you really need. So I just ran it through Audacity and brought it down half a step, down to G. And now, from here on out, it'll be this. So I just, see, I put now in the key of G. No matter what it says here, because back here it says A flat right here. So I put my own thing on there. But I still use Windows Movie Maker to tell me this. So I fixed that. Now it's in the key of G. A couple more examples, and then I'll show you where to get all the other stuff and continue. Okay, other things that I went and did, and Let me see. Here's one that I did through Windows Movie Maker. I just put my own words on. See, it was in D, and I put it now in the key of C. I see that moon rising. So you see how it comes. Trouble on the way. And you'll see how to do them. I see flakes of lightning. I see bad times today. And I have it changed right here. Don't go around tonight. It's bound to take your life. There is a bad moon on the rise. Then right into the next verse. So it just goes right along with you. Okay? So beautiful stuff. So you do a whole bunch of videos like that. And that's where I just couldn't get an actual video for it, but I found the audio. Okay? And just do that crap all night long. The rodeo song, for some reason it was in F and I put it in E. Here's a song called "The Butt." Here's Jolene by Dolly Parton. It was in some key I didn't like, so I did key of D minor, because it was in, that's actually not even D, and it was all off. It's one of those that was in the wrong, it was in between keys. It was like between B and C. But yes, I do sing this song. But now I can actually play it instead of just singing it, because now it's in a key I can sing and it's in a proper tune. It's not in between keys. So that's how you do that. And everybody wants to know where I get my songs. That's how I get my songs. Now the other songs. Okay. Let's see. And again, that was YouTube Downloader. To go get them off YouTube, download it. And Audacity program, just Audacity, just put in Audacity download it, it's free. Switch sound file converter, any file converter that'll switch things so that Audacity can take it, because it doesn't like certain files. So just download a free audio converter and you're good to go there. And those are all you need is Windows Movie Maker, again if you're doing Windows, so you can put your words up there. And you're good to go, kids. Okay, so now let's go over to my other computer, and you were wanting other ways of getting music. Let's do it. Let's see what we got here. Da, da, da. Oh yeah, it might be on this one here where I saved it. We'll find out. No, we're going to stay back on this computer for a second. Okay, here's, they're everywhere. So many computers and they all have their own thing. Okay, I'm going to click this. It's just a bookmark for where I get my backing tracks. Let me play for you, and you've heard it. This is one of the tracks that I custom paid for, and this is Freebird. It's going to be over here. This is from the site I'm getting ready to take you to, and this has, you get to pick what instruments you want to be there, and there will be different variations of it from different people, and you can add and subtract instruments and so forth and make it how you want. Some of them you can download for free, and then you only pay if you want to customize it. And I'll bring you to that site, and it'll have everything you ever want. So it's the best site to go to. So here's the Freebird I downloaded off this site. And I did this again with Windows Movie Maker. Just so you know what you're getting. And again, this is how I put it on here. And now I start with my little slide bar. Bird chirps. That's to remind me to do that. With my slide bar to do the bird chirps. Now there's no lead guitar anywhere on this song. So here I come. So if you're a lead player like me, you want tracks like this, or you want to make tracks like this, because if you're a guitar player and you're using a karaoke track that already has that part playing, people are going to boo you. So go get a track and you play the part. Because this site has really great tracks. And this is a place where you have to go because it's great. Again, you will have tracks only, and you have to make your own words like this. So again, Windows Movie Maker, unless you just know the words. Again, if you're one of those people who are lucky and you memorize all the words, or you have a little notebook in front of you that has the words on it, that's fine too. But I just find it easier to play, just bring your laptop and let it do your whole show for you. And again, I'll show you how I do my entire show and how I put my setup together and everything here in a little bit. So great track. And again, it's me just putting all the words there. So as you can see, I put a whole verse on everything. A bird now. And this bird, and this bird cannot change. Oh my mercy. And this bird cannot change. It's almost time for my solo again. Oh, no, I can't change. And this is, here it is, intro solo twice. And here at the end, you've got and on further. And if you don't want the keyboards there, you can take those out, or you can, but the stuff is good. This stuff is better than any karaoke track you're going to get. But I wanted to show you how to make a karaoke track like I do. Okay, now let's take you to that site that gives you those kind of things and your kind of songs. Okay, I'm going to click it on my bookmark here. And let's get you the URL. Okay, I'm not going to put it down here, but you can read it. There it is. Okay, so it is actually just www.guitarbackingtrack, not with an S, not backing tracks, but it's just actually what that says. Let me go back a little bit. Wrong way every time. Guitarbackingtrack.com. Okay, so you can put in the artist or the song or whatever. I personally use the letters here. Okay, let's say we were looking for the Guns N' Roses thing again. What was that, Sweet Child? So I would go for Guns. That's where I'm going to go. So I'm going to go to the G and click it. Okay, I'm going to go back a little bit and let you guys check out what's going to happen here. I'm just going to go total band 66. I'm just going to go down all alphabetical, go to Guns N' Roses. It shows there's 115 songs here by Guns N' Roses, if you're watching with me. Okay, so it'll tell you how many songs, who the popular ones are. Here's Green Day, 128 songs. And actually, Guns N' Roses, where it says 115, that could be 113 versions of Sweet Child of Mine, and one November Rain, and one Welcome to the Jungle. Okay, I'll show you. This is, again, if you're a guitarist, lead guitarist, and you want your tracks to be free of lead guitar, so you're actually doing all of it by yourself, this is the place to come to. Okay, so here's all the songs by Guns N' Roses. Okay, so you can be doing this. So I'm going down to, what is it? Sweet Child of Mine. Okay, I'm coming down here. Here's one of it. Here's another one that says Sweet Child of Mine. It has a number 2 by it, so there's 2 more versions in there. Here's another one that has 3 versions in there. Here's Sweet Child of Mine that has 4 versions in there. Okay, so I'm just going to click this, the one that says 4 on it, or it might be version number 4. Okay, that's what it is. It's version number 4. I'm sorry. Okay, so I don't want to give you the wrong information, so let's check it out. Okay, so here's version number 1, version number 2, version number 3, and version number 4. Okay, so if it has these little blue lips over here, that's what those are. See these little blue lips? That means it will have the lyrics on it. Because some people use these just strictly for practice. So it has the words, the singing on it, and all that stuff. So you practice, but the lead guitar is not there, but the lead vocals are there, so you can still practice, and the singer is there, and you just practice, practice, practice. Great practice tool, great practice site. But you leave out the guitar part. But again, we're here to play live. So you want to get something that does not have lyrics. So we only have 2 choices, version 1 and version 2, because version 3 and version 4 both have lyrics on there. But you can take them off. Okay? Remember that. Even though they have lyrics on there, if you want to pay for it, you can go in there and customize it because you like that version better, because all these versions are going to sound different. And you can take off the lyric. Just take off the lead singer. So you get to actually mix this. Okay? Again, it's like $2.99 if you custom mix it. So I'm going to go to the first version. Sweet Child of Mine, first version 1. Been viewed 1,141,995 times. Popular song? Okay, so down here, it's going to tell you what is on and what is available to have on. The bass is on, the drums are on, vocals, you can barely see it, those are off, lead is off, rhythm is on, keys are off. So you can have all these if you want, but you're the lead player. You're going to be the lead singer, so you don't need that either. If it has backup vocals, it'll tell you that too, and you can add them or subtract them. Okay, so we're going to see right now what's there. 3, 4. Cause you be bass part. So this is how you get the cool ones. Then you'll make a Windows Movie Maker version with lyrics. So it's got the rhythm, electric, and I hear an acoustic guitar too, bass and drums. Now there should not be any vocals. Now you're singing it. So you can order this. Okay, so I'm going to hit pause. Can I get vocals? Nah. This backing track contains bass, drums, and rhythm. Okay. So if you want to hit customize this track. Okay, here's what happens. Right here. See that? You've got guitar backing track, bass backing track, drum backing track, keyboard. Okay? And then here, right here, I want to get this on here because you got to see everything, and I'm not leaving you out. Right here, you can change the key, go up or down by half steps. You see this? And then add to cart. See, here's where you mix everything. You got to see this. You can actually go up here and mix everything how you want it. Organ, backing vocals, lead guitar. See here the lead guitar. And you could go up here, turn them on or off right here, all through here. and mix it how you want it. Or, see, that's the electric guitar solo. Let's shut that off. Where is that coming from? Lead electric guitar. Here it is. Yeah, I just shut it off. So now you got that. You don't want the vocal, lead vocal, shut him off. But you do have the background vocal. If you want it louder, you can turn it up or whatever. So you come here and custom mix it, and then when you get it exactly how you like it, you can add it to your cart and download it, which is a beautiful thing. So this is the way to do it, and all you rock players, this is where you get your stuff. This is where I get my country stuff too. For the best quality, this is the place. Okay? So that's how you do it. And that's the place. There's no more I could tell you other than you can go right here, customize this track. Okay, but that was only the first track. Was that even the best sounding one? Don't forget that there might be multiples. Here's track number 2 of Sweet Child of Mine. What's it already got on it? Bass, drums, and rhythm. There's no anything else. Check it out. This has been checked out 204,000 times. So you might like a different count off or something. I'm going to go further into it. And you want to see what you could have? Hit customize this track, and it will come in a second. It's going to load everything up so you can hear what you can or cannot have. So here's everything now. We get rid of the vocal. So there's all kinds of crap that needs to be mixed. So you would mix it. Oh, the other one's playing still. It's like, how many songs we got playing? I knew something was off. Anyway, so listen to all the different versions again, to make that clear again. And I just learnt again because of how many times I've visited here. But there's 3 and then number 4. Number 4 already has the vocals on it. So some of these, if they're okay for you, you can just download them for free. Okay, just like this one here has. It says it has bass, drums, and vocals. So there's not supposed to be any lead, rhythm, or keys on here. Does that sound like anything you'd want? No. So if you want, let's see. I'm going to go to the first version, which I actually thought sounded pretty nice. The way it was. No lead guitar, no lead vocal. Let me see what the second version had. Did it have backing vocals? Number 2. Bass, drums, rhythm. I'll go to the first one again. The first one was the best one, I thought. So I'm going to see if it will let me download it for free or not. Just so you know. I can't remember. Again, and I don't lie, everybody. 2 strokes, I can't remember squat. That's why, again, I have to have everything on my computer or I can't remember anything. So can I download this? Download this backing track as an MP3. So I'm going to click it, just the way it sits. I'm going to hit save. Save it to my desktop, just the way it is. Something went ding. Let me go find out what that was. Right there it is. Let's see if it actually kept it. I'm going to click it. There it is. Okay, so you have your backing tracks for free. And those are great sounding. And again, so the way it was already mixed, if you liked it, you can download it for free. If you don't do any customizing on that site, it's all free. Okay, so that's great to know. And you can have them around just for rehearsal. And again, so many different variations, different tracks. So one more while we're here, and then I'll take you to another place. Let's do, we are in G. Who have I ever, let me find somebody that just has some stuff. Here's Grand Funk Railroad. I'll just click on that and see what's in here. There's 2 versions of Heartbreaker. There's got to be. Here's We're an American Band. It has vocals on it. So you would have to pay for the customizing of it. So the only stuff that doesn't so you can download all these for free with them, but if you're looking for stuff to play live and sing them, you have to get rid of the lead vocal. So you're going to have to pay for these to get rid of the vocal. I'm Your Captain. Okay, so that one you could get for free because there's no vocal on it. And what's it got on it? It's got drums and bass. It says nothing about vocals, lead, rhythm, keys, or whatever key, meaning key of the song you want it in. What's it got? Here it comes. And the author is Bill N59. So these are people like you and I submitting these. I'm going to go further. So not much there. So you would have to probably go in and customize it. Let's see how much is missing. Just for fun, I'm going to learn to shut that one off now and listen to how much is customizable. Custom backing tracks. Where is it? Customize this track. Okay, there is no customizing of that track. It just goes to this custom backing track. Okay, so you do the best you can. Over here is some more karaoke. Here's guitar tracks, drums, bass, piano. Just look at the whole site. Again, that's a karaoke site, and you can get great karaoke stuff. This here is the one and only pop-up you'll get on this website. It just went to that, but going back is guitarbackingtrack.com. It's okay, so go there and make your Windows movie maker things and put your stuff on there. Okay, now when I go to play a gig, okay, I have to show you everything. I know it's going to take forever, but by God, that's what Scott does. No stones unturned. This is my other computer. This is the one I use at the gig. Okay, so what I have is I go here. These are just some of my songs. These are the ones in my show. And through here, here. Those are the songs I do. Okay, that's just right here. Let me bring you out here a little bit, but you're probably not going to see this. But right here where I'm pointing, it says Scott songs. Those are my songs. Then here's Scott's karaoke by artist. Okay, so here's another good thing for you to do. If you have, okay, I'm going to actually open up right here, Windows Media Player, right down here at the bottom in the taskbar. I'm going to click it and get my show ready, just like I would live at a gig. Okay, here it comes, and there's my songs. They're all ready to roll. Okay, I've got 3 different playlists over here. Scott's live show, Scott's solo show, Scott Grove show, and then they're just different orders of songs. So, I mean, look at these. These are all my songs, how big each one is, how long each one is. You can get rid of all this junk here that's going to be there. But look, it just goes forever and ever and ever and ever and ever. There's about 10 hours worth of show right there. And that's what I do. So when I start them, you just make a playlist like this, and they are all WMV files, so they will all play without stopping. So I'm going to click the first song before I go play, okay? So what you originally did was you went and drug all your songs over here to make a playlist. And then you can just drag them and pop them and put them in the exact order you want, and then save it, and that'll be your show, okay? Just like any playlist does. But you just drag all of your songs that you made, drag them over here, and put them in order. I'll show you this and exactly how it is. I'm going to hit the first song up here, which is Folsom Prison Blues. Double click it, and then this comes up. I'm going to pause it so the song don't start. I'm actually going to take it back to the beginning. It shows key of F, Folsom Prison Blues. Yes, it's in key of F. It is not in the key of E unless you want it to be. But it's actually not in the key of E, never has been. Just all the bands play it that way. So I've got it stopped. Now if I right click it, the very first thing says show list. This is key. Click it. Bang. Now over here, look at this. This is nice. That's what I see all night long. So it shows me there. Next song is Better Man by Clint Black. Move it on over, all my rowdy friends. Today I started loving you. But look, it goes all the way down. So I can look ahead and see what's coming while the other thing's playing. So I mean, it just goes and goes. But if anybody's asking me for a song, yeah, I'm not going to know where it's at in there. Yeah, that would take me forever to look. So number one, if I'm playing, okay, I'm going to start my show. It's time to play. Okay, what the heck? Oh, hurry up, Scott. Okay, it's time to play my show. I'm playing live. Okay, it's getting to the end of the song. And now it's going to be Better Man over here. Yeah, because I see it. It shows it right here. It's just going to go to it. Now it's going to go to Move It On Over if I get to the end, automatically. Okay, so now I see, okay, Move It On Over. I'm getting my slide. I'm changing my patch to my distortion. It's going to be the George Thorogood version. Okay, and here it comes. I'm talking to him. Came in last night. I was telling that baby of mine, she wouldn't let me in. So move it on over. Rock it on over. Okay, and I just keep doing that all night long. Hot dogs, move it in. And everybody's, yeah, dude. All right, here's a little bit of Hank Jr. for you. Somebody say yeehaw. And unless some moron, as they always will, comes running up to you right then, wait, stop this show, after the song started, you just say, and just keep going, unless you actually want to be a dork and reach over and shut it. Okay, you don't want to do that. But that's how that's going to act all night long. Now, the one other way, just so I can get you through an entire show and make you a pro at this, because I do this all the time, and again, this is not the only way to do it, it's just the way I do it. So this is my opinion, and it works fine this way. If it don't work for you and you have a better idea, by all means, please do it. Okay, again, I have all my songs there, and it's going to play like that all night long. But here's another way to do this. Go to that same folder over here that says Scott Songs, the one that you're playing out of, and I'm going to double click it. It's going to show me all those songs again. I'm going to make it a little bigger, and I'm going to keep it in the background. Okay, so I'm going to go back to my thing here, and it's just going to be back here in the background. But say somebody comes up, and right now it's using Windows Media Player. Now, if you were to go over here and hit one of these songs and just automatically hit it, it would shut this down and restart it over here, and this would all go away. You do not want that to happen. You want your show to stay here. So click the thing behind it, and somebody wanted Mustang Sally. Okay, I know everything here is just by the title of the song. If I want it by title of artist, I've got another folder down here that is by the artist. They're like, do you know any Wilson Pickett? And I would go there and see how many Wilson Pickett songs. But I'm going to go to JKLM Mustang right here. Right there it is. Okay, now I don't want it to screw up this, so I'm going to use a different player. Okay, so that this don't go away. I'm going to show you what happens when it goes away too, just because I want to cover everything. But I'm going to right click where it says Mustang Sally, open with Windows Media Center, not Windows Media Player. That one's already open. That would suck if I hit the wrong one and hit Media Player, because then I'd have to start my whole thing again and try to get back to where I was. But if I open it with Windows Media Player, it will play Mustang Sally, and then it will just stop and not go to the next song because there's nothing there. So I hit it here. It's going to open up Mustang Sally because I'm using Windows Media Center, Windows Media Center, different player altogether. Looks different, the whole 9 yards. So it's going to do it with that. Again, I did this one on Windows Movie Maker. Okay, so when it gets to the end, okay, because somebody just gave me 20 bucks, so I want to get back here and do that song right then. So then you can just go there and, you know, it's just going to be there. Nothing else is going to do anything. So I'm just going to X out of there, and I'm done. And go back here and go back to where I left off. Everything is still where it was. But if I was to have actually went over there and just double-clicked Mustang Sally, here's what's going to happen. Just so you know for later, because I want to cover all the bases for you. I'm just going to double-click it, and it is set as default for everything to play using Windows Media Player. Okay, I get done with the song. Sally. Okay, and then I'm done with the song. Yeah, baby. And oh shoot, I did the wrong thing, didn't I? Oh man, what did I do? Oh, yep, it's all gone. My whole show is gone. So I have to go back again, try to find Windows Media Player, hit this, find that again. Here's my show again. Go back here. Hurry up and make it so you don't hear a sound. Right click, show list. Okay, list is over here. Where was I? But I mean, it really freaks you out if you're live and your whole show goes away and you can't find out where you're at, especially with 200 songs over here and you can't remember right where it is that you were. So remember to have your default set for Windows Media Player, and then open up this other stuff with Windows. Here it is. Open with Windows Media Center. Okay, so have different programs, but then again, that's just the way to do it. It's a way to do it. So it does work for me. If something else works for you, that works for you. So that's how I do it. Everybody that's asking, Scott, where do you get your songs from? Blah, blah, blah. That's how I do it. So if you want to leave now, you can leave now because that's where I get my songs from. Everything from here on out is going to be me explaining more and more about this. I'm going to show my rack. I'm going to show other ways of putting things here. I'm going to show how I actually hook up the computer to the sound system, where speakers go for the best usage, how to use an external sound card, because you never want to use your earphone out. You don't want to use that. That's not what it's for. You don't use a headphone jack to go into your mixing board. That's not what they're for.
Goodbye, Scott.
Goodbye, Scott. You like that sexy voice? Okay, so I can actually shut that computer down. But I hope that helped all you guys that wondered where do I get my songs and how to make them into things and run everything through Audacity to get your levels correct. Okay, and from here on out, I'm going to tell you how to get correct different levels on stage right as well. And all that is coming up right after this message from our sponsors. But yeah, there's really a whole lot more to know about doing these live shows, and I'm going to tell you how to do them right after this. Okay, so I'll catch you in the other room real quick. Okay, so see you in a couple seconds. Okay, now from here on out, let me turn off my humidifier. There you go. From here on out, I'm going to show you a whole bunch of ideas to help your show go a whole lot smoother. Okay, and a lot of ideas of gear and how to make things sound the best they can. And to do them, I'm just showing you the way I do them. Okay, and this is because I'm very trained at doing this thing. So again, all just pointers and suggestions and things that do work. And again, if you come up with something better, hey, do it. I am actually going to change my my actual guitar rig for this kind of thing, and I've got more coming in. Right now I've got like 14 of these Johnson J stations. Okay, And that's what I'm going to start using live. Right now I'm using a Digitech, what is it, 21 something, I'll show you in a little bit. But this one right here, and that's going to be just as it is. Okay, so here's what we got. We got my mic stand right here. You see that? And this is mounted to the mic stand. So this will have all my presets in it. That'll be everything, but I can tweak it here and save it there. That's a beautiful thing. And the one and only thing I will have on the ground is, because I've got so many of these, is the best controller for them, which is the Johnson J8. The volume pedal stays wherever it is when you switch patches. If you go from a clean sound to a distorted sound, wherever you left the volume pedal, it will not jump to 10 like it does on all my other, you know, like my Johnson Millenniums and all that. That's why I have to use an external volume pedal, like, you know, the Morleys and stuff. But with this rig, I won't have to. And this rig, just like my other one, yes, it will be going directly into the PA. No amplifiers for this gig. And I will tell you why, and I'll tell you how to use yours if you want to. Okay, so I will be using, and I'll show you in the other room what I am using for those of you who haven't seen yet, but I will simply be coming out of this, going into a direct box. Everything has to go through a direct box of its own. Okay, and they just simply have to, because you have to be able to flip grounds on them and go XLR in, because you will end up with tons of different ground loops all over the place, and you want to be able to just flick a switch. I'll show you the best kind to get, not the best brand or whatever, but the best kind. It's a multi-channel thing, so you don't have a bunch of little boxes laying around. So this is really great. This here is actually a mounting bracket for a line 6. They do make, or they did make, the ones for the Johnsons many years ago when they closed down 13 years ago, but you can't find them. So I fashioned a line 6 mount for the Johnson, and it stays on the mic stand very well. So I'm going to use that, and I'm going to make some tracks, and I'm going to play bass on some tracks. This that has great bass simulator, amp simulators, acoustic ones for acoustic guitars, everything you can imagine. So I'm just going to use that and this, and that will be my entire guitar rig for my single show. Very, very, very soon, maybe before the next gig. Okay, and what else is very cool, and I'm going to get just behind here so I can see what's going on. Okay, so right there is my microphone. Okay, this is just going to be for now. You can see that, and then going down, there's that Johnson thing. But what's this? What's that right there? Okay, this, for you people who are in another world, that's a great little product right there. You know what that is? This is a iPad holder. So if you want to do all this via an iPad, okay, you just put it right there. Clamps right to your mic stand, and you can punch up songs, and so you've got that there, and you can even, you know, if you want to use a little line 6, or I love the Johnson, so that's me, and it is way better sounding than all the others. But to have two little things like that just mounted on your mic stand, that is the way to go. If I didn't have to have such a big screen, because I'm blind and I cannot remember words, so I have to use a laptop. Okay, so that's me. But for you, here's options. Right there you go. iPad, Kindle, whatever. I mean, right there you go. And it mounts right there, and you can put it at whatever angle you want it. It's just, this one here is made by Griffin. This one's just plastic. There's all kinds of different ones, though, that will hold your iPads, and you just clamp them to your mic stands. They're made for it. Okay, everybody's doing it. They got little bitty ones for like your little iPhones and stuff. You know, just every little kind of everything. They make them to mount on your stand. So that's what I'm going to do, is just go with the Johnson right here, clamp to my mic stand. So it's always just one little knob away. Anything I want to fine tune, and then hit save, and good to go. and I won't have all these pedal thingies on the ground. But yeah, and then again, like I said, optional right here, hooked right to your mic stand. That puppy. Then there's your microphone with your talk box tube. So that is one option. Now, one thing that is always great to use, I'll show you one in here, then I'll show you some others, but just since I have so many things in here, that right down here, let's just get you down to it, that there's a Behringer powered mixer. Every time I go do one of these gigs, I always use a powered mixer. The one that I'll show you in a little bit is in a rack, not iRack. It's in a rack with my wireless unit, my tuners, my everything that you'll see in a second for running the show. But these are the best way to go. Unless you have to do a really huge show, then I have to break out the big racks with the power amps and the huge subs and all that. And I'm going to show you speaker placement, optimal, because there are certain things that I'm going to tell you about all this that's going to help you so much to get a perfect mix, whereas you wouldn't have thought about it this way probably. And you really do need to think about a few of these, because it's just from experience that you're going to learn these things. Okay, so a good powered mixer with a lot of channels. It don't have to be too many, but something like that where it's like 8 channel to 10 channel is about good. Why so many? Remember, you might be bringing a few more instruments later. Okay, you're always going to also want a wireless mic there at any gig, so that whoever, because there's always going to be somebody who wants to make announcements and so forth, so you better have the wireless mic. Or you may do like I do, and there'll be songs that are very obvious, like What a Wonderful World or Sweet Caroline, where I'll just simply walk off stage with the wireless mic and have people bum bum bum, on the Sweet Caroline, so good, and just walk out to the audience, or What a Wonderful World, and just the cheese stuff. So the wireless mic is great, and again, for announcements everywhere, so you'll have another channel for that, and the one you're singing into, and maybe another mic, who knows, maybe a bass, maybe an acoustic, maybe an electric. You're going to need some channels. It depends on if you're going to go stereo for your music, and I will tell you real quick, I still go stereo, so I've still got different thing coming out each side. If you plan on going mono, so same thing coming out everywhere, fix it right away when you make your tracks. Run it through Audacity and take it out of stereo and actually export it as mono. You can actually go up again, highlight the whole thing, turn it into mono, because if you just use a plug that takes it from stereo to mono, it mashes program together, program meaning music, if you know how that means, but it actually, some of the things cancel each other out and it will not sound quite right. Like if you're listening to some Van Halen and you've only got reverb coming out one speaker in your car and your other speaker's broken, but you only hear the reverb of his guitar over here, because he pans his guitar over there, but he pans his reverb to that side. So by using a stereo into a mono plug into your mixer, it does not work well at all. So actually, if you're going to go mono, make your music mono to begin with. So take it out of stereo, export it as mono, so that it's always going to be mono, period. Okay, so think that one through. Again, all these old, or new, they've been doing them for all these years, but these type of mixers have been using, let's see, these things have been using stereo channels like those for years. You see those 3 or 4 channels are all stereo channels, so you put the right and the left in there and it will still come out right and left to your mains. So even though it says channel 9 and 10, 11 and 12, just be prepared and just know what you're going to do first, and then I'll show you another thing that you're going to want some spare music, because whatever you're using will fail you. Your computer will blow up, or your iPad will blow up, or whatever it is you're using will fail sometime. It's going to happen. It will crash. You'll have another one there on hand ready to go, or you'll have something like another MP3 player or an iPod or something there to play music and another channel, still stereo channel or mono, whichever you choose, to keep people entertained until you reboot your computer. So always have a backup of your show. Don't go there with only one copy of your show on one item. Try to bring a duplicate item exactly like your other one, so that you're not stuck with something inferior. Try to stay with what you're used to and with what you're used to working with. Okay? So, another thing, real quick while I'm in here, as long as this battery holds out, if you are using, there I am, there will be times, there I am, when you might have multiple rigs set up. They'll want some music, 100 yards over there too. So a great thing to do is make sure you have in your rack some more wireless units, or little ones that you can just simply plug the transmitter into your mixing board, then have the receiver over by your other sound system, and the music will be way over there too, without having to run 100 yards worth of speaker cable, which would never work anyway. So you can just run a nice signal to another sound system way across there. I do it. I carry about 5 or 6 complete sound systems in the van with me. Okay, for anything that might ever happen, plus the huge rig being one of them, in case it's bigger than I thought it was going to be when I get there. So consider an extra wireless or two for instruments, so you can do a satellite system, as they would call it, another system set up somewhere. Okay, so those are the ideas in here. Different things mounted on your mic stand to make it nice and clean. Again, that's the way I'm going to go. I'm going to go with the Johnson J Station and the J8 controller, and I just wish I had something that I could, that I could put an iPad right there. That would be so cool. But I just wanted to show you that because it's very cool. Now I'll show you in the other room what I actually use live and tell you about the different things that you will encounter, okay, and possible ways to save the day. Okay, talk to you in a sec. Okay folks, this here is the rack that I take on 90% of my gigs when I'm doing this solo thing. I will quickly tell you what is in here. On the top here is another, kind of like what I showed you, it's a Behringer powered mixer. The model is PMP 1680S, 1680S, as in Scott. Okay, and I had to do some finagling and put some rack ears on it, but I made it work and it mounted right in there. And it's just like the perfect power for everything. So that's what I use, is that buddy. We've got actually 6 normal channels. Every channel has XLRs, but there's 6 mono channels and then just 2 stereo channels. With the 2 stereo channels, I have a right and a left right here going for my mains, all my music, everything that we're going to hear out front. The next one, stereo channel, actually goes into, I'll show it to you in a second, right here is that extra MP3 player I'm telling you about, with all the most favorite dance songs I've ever created. So all the top 100 songs ever made in the world are all on here. So if anything screws up, I just hit play on there and let it run, and I know there's going to be nothing but great songs playing to keep everybody happy. It's just there's not a song on there that everybody just does not love. So you just don't put weird garbage on there. It's just in here to be here That's what it's for. So it's plugged up, ready to roll, right here on the last channel. Okay, there are 2 different effects in here. There are whatever you want them to be. So it's a great board. So I have reverb that I use, and then I have a delay that I use. And you can run a foot switch like a piano or a keyboard, momentary foot switch. Shut off the effects between songs so you can actually talk, but then have plenty of cool delay and everything while you're singing. So you just turn it on, turn it back off. So there's a foot switch line right here. Just plug it right in. Boom. There's outputs right here for your wireless, for your satellite system. Just set it over there, do it. So channel 1, that's where my vocal goes from that I'm singing through. Channel 2, actually there's a, right here, this wireless goes to this wireless 58 right here that I take and I go sing everywhere. Okay? So that's what that one's for. The next one I actually use for another vocal. Sometimes another party will show up and want to sing along with you or do a duet. So you have more channels. Don't run out of channels. The next one you'll see is my electric guitar. It's already plugged. Everything stays plugged in. So always keep everything racked. So in a rack, ready to go. You plug in one power cord and you're basically good to go. You hook up your 2 speakers and you're pretty much good to go. So guitar goes in here. If I bring anything else, I've got still a couple more channels left. So I can throw in an acoustic or ukuleles or a bass guitar. So I've got a few more channels left over. So a good powered mixer with tons of power. And this one is stereo. It's got equalizers and again 2 separate effects units built in. Is the way to go for me. Right here is just a power supply and power conditioner. So a whole bunch of junk just plugged into the back. Same thing here. And it's just another switch full of just switches, and it's just another power supply. Coming down here, I will get in close on that in a second and show it to you. But this is a 5-channel direct box. Okay, so the direct boxes that you just plug in your 1/4 inch into, which you must do, and I'll show you some other things about that. But I've got more plugged in here than you see. The only thing you can see right now is my guitar right there is plugged into here, and it's got ground lift switches and pads, minus 20 dB, so forth. Here's my, and I'll show you some more when we get closer on that. Here's my rack mount tuner. You always want your tuner right there all the time on, not something that you mute and shut off and tune, because you don't have time to between songs to do that. Tune while you're playing. The band ain't gonna stop. It's it's almost karaoke. So tune while you're playing. No big deal. You don't have to be quiet to tune. It's so easy to do. And another wireless right here for my guitar. Okay. And then right down here is my Digitech 2120, which is basic, kind of like a Johnson, but without the actual modeling and without power. So my guitar goes through a compressor that's in the back, which I'll show you, and then down to my volume pedal that's on the floor, and then there's a foot switch, a long effects foot switch that runs this guitar processor, and then it goes directly into the direct box, out of there, right into here. And if that wasn't plugged into the direct box, that thing buzzes like crazy for some reason. And computers buzz like crazy. I've actually got the computer going into an external sound card, which is a must. Like I said, do not come out of the headphone output and go in on a computer anyway. Your iPad, your iPhones and stuff like that, or MP3 player like this, that's fine, but not your main music source. It's supposed to be line level stuff, like a guitar. So my computer is actually going through a sound card in the back, going through channel 4 and 5 of this 5-channel thing, and then I've got ground lift switches for both sides, because the grounds are always really weird, so you always have a weird combination, maybe from gig to gig. You know, you just keep flicking switches until you get the right combination of ground lifts till everything shuts the heck up. Okay, this me go in the back, and I will find my sound card so I can bring the camera over here and show that to you. Ta-da. There's that, and there's my compressor, and that should be good enough. So let's take this in, then I'll show you a couple speaker things, discuss that, and that should pretty much wind us up. Okay, so let's go mobile. Okay, again, here's the mixer up close. So it's just 3 bands of EQ, highs, mids, and lows on each channel. Effect 1, effect 2. Over here, you've got effects 1, effects 2 master. So the red and orange are effects. I've got red reverb, and orange is my delay. So, and then you've got pan, if you need it, for whatever you're going to use it for. But then just your volumes, no faders. So everything is great over here. You've got your phantom power, and you can run one for mains. There's 2 power amps in there. You can run one for mains and one for monitors, or run one for right and one for left on your power amps. Equalizer for right, equalizer for left, or equalizer for the mains and equalizer for the monitors. Okay, and I want to talk to you about monitors and mains and everything in a second, because that's a biggie, and it just is. Here is that direct box. So go online, try to find stuff. These are hard to find. So it's just a 5-channel direct box. So you plug, there's the same thing that's on the front of here is on the back as well. So my guitar is actually plugged into the back of this, and then it comes out the front XLR and goes, it's kind of up through all this tape and then comes out and plugs into channel 4 here. The mixing board, I'm sorry, not the mixing board, the computer that I run, that one, actually sits on a computer stand and on top of another thing over on a table. But again, it's plugged in through my sound card on the back, which let me show you, because this is very important. What happens, here's your sound card right here. Okay, this is a sound card. You do not use the jack on your computer. It's just not what it's for. Coming out of the sound card is, and hey, let's watch some TV while I'm here. Okay, just digging things out. And there's the other end. Okay, one coming out of right here on the sound card is, there you go, one end of your USB cable, but it's the short square end. Okay, and on the other end is, where is it? There it is. So right there, USB, that just plugs into a USB on your computer, and that's where your sound will come from. It goes through there and gets great sound, 10 times better than what's coming out of your headphone jack. Your headphone jack overpowers it. It's supposed to be a line level, not something that is powered coming out into your mixer. So that's what actually goes into your computer and feeds it into this sound card. Okay. Then 2 RCA jacks. See this? Okay, you got right and left, still going in stereo. And you've got outputs and all kinds of cool fun stuff on here. These aren't very much money at all, 20 bucks. Those are going, see the multicolored cord cable? That's my guitar going into the direct box back there. Okay, so these other 2 cables right here, that's one side of the sound card, and that's going out of there into the front of the mixing board. Okay, into like left or right. but the sound card has to come out. It goes into the direct box so we can kill the hum of the computer. And then you've got, you know, like the right side or the left side, the other one over here, and then the other cord coming out. And those come out, and they actually are these two cords right here going into one stereo channel. Okay, but again, just because you don't see anything coming out on these last two channels, 1/4 inch XLR, 1/4 inch XLR, those are the two channels for the computer, but it's all being done in the back. But the ground lift switches, so you can get rid of the noise right there. And then if you needed power attenuation for any reason that was too hot, like your headphone output, you would have to kill it like that and shut down some of that power. But otherwise, you got line level and you're good to go. But there's ground lift for right side and the left side. And so that's what happens. And this one here just never makes any noise. Again, that's just the MP3 player. Again, right next to the others. And that is coming out of the headphone jack. Again, it's there, it's been turned on once, but it was there when I had to reboot the computer, so it was like 10 minutes before the computer would just even do anything again. But nobody knew anything. They just thought, hey, that's cool, or he has to use the bathroom or whatever. So a great, nice, simplistic rig that covers everything. My guitar, again, just so you have ideas. Right here's the compressors, just mounted and screwed in from the side of the rack, going right into the bottom of my pedal here. So, which reminds me, I had some help tearing down last week, and that guy unplugged my compressor, so I plug it back in. Set it back up, and I'm good to go. Okay, so then, yeah, everything's just plugged in, labeled. So you got Audio Technica wireless, you got the Morley over here, you got the Boss compressor, there it is, and all kinds of other stuff. But that is everything. Couple power supplies back here for when it goes to set it up. And again, right here, these will take either the 1/4 inch or your speak-ons, which are nice, which I have on the back of my speakers. Now let's talk about speakers and how to play the gig and what you need to know about this. I'll put this down. Okay, now speaker time. Of course, you're going to have speakers, however many you're going to have. If you do go the powered mixer route, whatever you use is going to be comfortable at 8 ohms and at 4 ohms. So remember that when buying your speakers. The speaker I'm showing you now, the Carvin, which is, what is it, 153? This is a LM 153, which has a 15-inch speaker, a 6-inch speaker. That's very, very important. Then the horn. I've got like a couple dozen of these. It is important if you don't have subs to have a 15. I normally don't like 15s at all, but that 6-inch really gives you major, major clarity in everything. So 3-way cabinets, and then of course the horn. But if it was just a 15 and a horn, yuck. And the worst cabinets ever made are those 2 15s with a horn that sit on the ground. Sorry, no, that does not work. That is not allowed. Okay, that's the worst thing you can ever do, is to have that. Reason being, if you have those 2 15 cabinets, let me put this monitor towards me so I can see what's going on. Thank you. If you have those with the 2 15s and the horn, they set up right about here, and they're horrible. If you walk in front of them, you can't hear the horn anymore, so everybody out there can't hear. So people are dancing, nobody can hear your music. They're just the worst designed cabinets in the world. So if you have any of those all-in-one 215s with the horn cabinets, please get rid of them. As everybody should know, and if you don't, then buy my sound video. Yes, I have a video on, it's called Sound Reinforcement 101. Great video. Speakers, put them on sticks like this. But anyway, so you want the horn of your speakers at least 7 feet high. Okay, this is so that it always gets above the heads of everybody and reaches the back of the hall so that everybody in the entire place hears it. You go to concerts, you don't see speakers down the ground, they're flown way up. That's where they belong. They belong up in the air. So you put your speakers up in the air. Okay, and not just this, here's a few things, here's the important stuff about speakers, and I'll continue about this. When you're playing these gigs, do not use monitors. Okay, I'll tell you why. And if you can do this too, try not to use a guitar amp. If you do use a guitar amp, you have to put it somewhere where you can't hear it. Put a big blanket over it, whatever, but don't be able to hear it. All you want to hear is the mains, nothing else. You want to mix, period, by hearing the mains. You want to hear the music that's coming out, you want to hear your vocals, and you want to hear how loud your instrument is all at once. So how do you do that? If I'm playing and I'm standing, say the crowd is over there, that speaker will be right there, but it will be about like that, and I will be right about here. So I'm not in front of it, I'm right beside, so I can hear the horn. And I've got another one over here. I can hear both of them, but I'm not in front where it's going to feed back, and I'm not behind or it's going to sound like that. So I can tell exactly how loud my vocals are compared to the music, and I can stand right here, and that's where that's located, is on that side of me. The mixing board and everything. I can change everything right there. I mean, I'm standing right next to that rack, and the speaker is right there, and then another one over here. But again, this is the key. Again, folks, this is key. No monitors, because if you had monitors, you would never know what's going on out front. You're like, well, I can go out front and check. It's going to change all the time. You got to constantly just mix as you're playing. It's a beautiful, such an easy thing, and you're very confident in what's going out front because you can hear everything clear as a bell. So you simply take your mic stand and go till you can actually hear everything, and that's where it stays at. And you can hear your guitar perfectly, how loud or soft it needs to be compared to the rest of the music. Okay, so that's what you do. Again, put your horn 7 feet in the air, get it over everybody's head. That's just standard rules. I didn't write these rules. These are just rules of the trade. Okay, so that is very important. Again, monitors would disrupt you from being able to hear what's coming out of the mains. If you had a guitar amp, you would not know how loud your guitar is out there because you're hearing your amp. So cover it, if you have to have an amp for some weird reason, everything sounds so great now, you don't need an amp, especially when you're playing along the tracks. Everything sounds so amazing. You can run, what is it, GarageBand or whatever the heck it is, or anything off your computer, for God's sakes. Just, you don't need to have pedals and all that. Just run it off your computer. Use your processing from your computer that you've downloaded. Run through that, your little GarageBand thing, and your Pro Tools and whatever you have on there. Play through that. It's right there. It'll come through the sound card and turn it up and mix it on there. Everything's great that way. And again, if you have to have an amp, cover it up so you can't hear it. You have to hear what's actually coming out of the mains and be able to change the tones out front and not hear your amplifier, not hear monitors, not hear anything but the mains. Trust me, that is uber important. I hate the fact that I know the word uber. And one more thing and I will be out of your face. Again, don't forget the sound card, very important. And the direct boxes or DIs, direct interface for everything. And if you can find a rack mount one, multiple channels like that, even better. Okay, speaker thing, you're going to be in all kinds of situations. You know how high to get them now. if you have, always have 4 speaker stands and always have 4 speakers. Okay, 8 ohm cabinets. Okay, so you can run 2 cabinets per side, meaning 2 cabinets on your left power amp, 2 on the right side of the power amp or of the powered mixer. So 8 ohm cabinets, 2 together, that's 4 ohms there, 4 ohms over there. If there's only one aside, it's, 8 ohms per side. So say you're playing out that way, okay, blah, blah, blah. If you need more coverage, meaning you're playing to the short end of a banquet room, or if you're outside and there's people way over there, or even behind you, you can cover that. You can put each of them on separate speaker stands, or, like I said, you could put another set somewhere else as a satellite system with your wireless that you're using for your satellite system, or this. These are great. So you've got a speaker like this, and you've got 4 of these, and you've got 4 speaker stands. Great. You can put 2 like you normally have them, and then 1 more over there, and 1 more over there, and face them wherever they need to be facing. If some need to face behind you, cool, put them behind you and face them the other way. Or, the most beautiful slick trick are these, you've probably seen them. I always waited for them to invent these, and then they finally did. I honestly waited for years. The T fits right on top of any speaker stand. You do this. There you go. And this is great for really, really filling up a room with some sound too. If you just want to do it like that, I know it looks weird, but it holds up great. And then you can just simply go there, and you're good to go. Look at that. So that's a beautiful. Let me get that other speaker on. There we go. So you've got this. So now you've got 2 15s, 2 6s, 2 horns, and that really puts out some sound, especially when you get some more on the other side. And man, it beefs it up and throws more power out of the power amp. Beautiful thing. And another thing, while you're looking at it, you can avoid those other speaker stands if you need to. Push up a little bit past the feet on the bottom of the speaker cabinet. Turn it. That one's pointing sideways now. See that? So now you're playing to the short end of the banquet room, playing that way. And that speaker's facing this way, so there's one there. But then one's facing towards the crowd that's eating over there. And same thing on that side. Or, like I said, if they're behind you, there you go. One facing forward, one facing the other way. So you've got everything covered. So once again, Scott Grove, groovymusiclessons.com. And I hope that helped out. I know a lot of people have been asking all these questions on where to get the music, and I hope you appreciated all the other stuff I threw at you here. Yeah, unloaded the van a little bit just to kind of show you some ideas for you to consider if you're going to do a solo act. And again, try not to let people come up and bug you. A good thing to do that I was going to remind you is if you can put a, I'm really big into the active Morley volume pedals that don't change your tone. They make stereo ones as well. Right and left can go through there, and they'll still come out right and left into your mixer. And you can actually do that out of your sound card, into the Morley, out of the Morley stereo, into your PA, and turn your music up and down with your foot. Just give it tons of volume on the mixer and turn your music up and down with one little pedal sitting there. If you have it in mono, like I was talking about earlier, you export all your music out as mono, then just an extra Morley volume pedal, and turn your music up and down from anywhere. And one song's just slightly not quite as loud because you didn't run it through Audacity like you should have. Or somebody, hey, shut it down. Or here's another thing. And this saves you. Again, with that volume pedal, you can't get to your little mouse or shut down whatever in time, and the next song starts right away because you want to keep them jumping, but some little old lady just won't let the thing program just keep going. So you're real quick with that volume pedal. Right after that one song, you can just kill it. It's still playing, but you can't hear it. So you can just go right back and start the song over again when she's done rattling at you, or she's the lady who's paying you, so you hurry up and just kill the song with the volume pedal. It's a real lifesaver for things you wouldn't think of it, but think of it now. It really is. Think of that. Again, it's the only pedal that's not going to color your sound. Okay, especially if you're running your laptop through there, out your sound card into there, out of there into your DIs, and then into your mixer. That's the way it would go. Again, out of your USB into the sound card. Okay, sound card plugs into the left and the right of your stereo Morley volume pedal, goes out of the right and left of your stereo Morley volume pedal, goes into 2 channels of your direct boxes, or 2 direct boxes, or just 1 if you're in mono, and then finally into 2 channels, or 1 channel, or 1 stereo channel of your mixing board, and control your volume, because you can't always be right on that mouse if that's the way you're going. Again, if you guys are going to do iPods and you know every song by heart, hey, all the better, man. If you don't have to sit there and read, a screen, you don't have to make all these karaoke songs. You can just download the audio and you're good to go. So I really envy you people who can remember words still. But again, I have to make the productions like I showed you, and that's a good thing that I showed you that, so other people like myself, or people who just need the first line or so of each verse, to kind of remind them it's there. And concerts all over the world, all the big concerts, all have teleprompters down there where the monitors are, showing the words all the time, so don't be freaked out. Everybody has them. So you think that's a monitor down there? No, it's actually a teleprompter. Everybody has them. So there you go. Once again, I'm me, you're you. Thanks for asking for this video. I'm glad to finally get this thing out. About 20 people asked me today after posting my most recent gig. Where do you get your music from again? That's how I do it. I rip most of it off of YouTube via the legal YouTube downloader. It is a partnership, so it's not really stealing, even though it's somebody else's stuff. Somehow it's okay as long as you, I'm just hitting my mouse so my computer will stay on. Somehow it's okay if you purchase the license for the YouTube downloader, Audacity again, to get everything with the right volumes and to do everything you need to them. Shorten them, lengthen them, add bass to them, whatever you want to do. It does so many things. Check out Audacity. It is bodacious. And also any kind of file converter for audio that'll convert it to different things, so that Audacity will take it, and or some other programs will take it and turn it back into an MP3, which is the easiest to deal with, blah, blah, blah. So if you have any questions, please ask. I think everything was pretty clear, and that should do it for you, my friends. Talk to you soon. It'll probably take 5 days for this video to upload, but I hope it was worth it for you. And much success to you. It is actually a blast to play alone and leave all of the other egos other than your own, alone. I have a big enough one for everybody, and then everybody else has one too, and they don't always play well together. So it's a great thing to do, and on average, I'll do a gig for like $400, $100 an hour, and then I generally get between $300 and $500 per gig per night in tips. So I get close to about $1,000 a night every gig I play by myself. Whereas the last group I was in, I might make $100 for the night in a 4-piece band. So that's not good. So I'd rather make $1,000 a night than $100 a night. And I'm fully in charge of everything, and nobody's going to make a mistake unless it's me. So it's a beautiful thing. So I wish you all success. Talk to you soon. Be groovy. Bye-bye.